Some bikes are made to impress, to make you stand out when you're going to the cafe, to make you look good. Other bikes, on the other hand, are made to take you far away, to faraway places, to a remote country, to take you on an adventure. Now this one over here, the Moto Guzzi V85 TT, is somewhere in the middle. Now take a look at those classic lines. They look so cool, so stylish. Check out the engine. It's a classic Moto Guzzi V-twin engine, and it's air cooled. How cool is that in this year? And that headlight, and the windshield, and the colors. I mean, everything looks perfect on this bike. When talking about this kind of bike, all you have to do is to sit down, relax and listen to the engine. And of course, this is a Guzzi engine, so it pulls right when accelerating. This is so old school. Now this engine, although it looks classic, is brand new, and it comes with 80 horsepower and 80 Newton meters of torque. And this might not sound impressive, but it feels quite good on the street, even though you have a very low RPM range. This is an air-cooled engine, so the revolution range is limited to 7,000 RPM, which means that you have to shift a lot through the gears in order to get the power you need. I wouldn't say it comes with a lot of torque in the low RPM range. In fact, you have to rev it up and to reach 4,000, 5,000 RPM, and that's the moment when the engine starts to feel alive and to deliver the power and to sound really good. The gearbox feels very smooth, and I must say that I'm impressed about this combo, about the engine gearbox combo, because now this Guzzi, it doesn't feel like the old Guzzis. I mean, it has the same attitude, but it's more refined. I think it's the perfect balance between a refined and a modern engine and an old school one. In fact, it's the shaft that makes it feel like an old bike. I mean, whenever you switch to the gears, you feel like you're directly connected from the engine to the shaft. And I think this element could be more refined. But in fact, that's what I thought when I first jumped on the bike. After 300 kilometers I did today, I got used to the bike, and now it doesn't seem wrong to me. It's half of the day right now. We spent about 300 kilometers on this bike, 350 or something like that, and I must say that it's very comfortable. It's one of the most comfy bikes in the segment, actually. The seat it's really cool. It feels plush, it feels how it should be, although it looks retro, let's say. The handlebar is wide and is where it should be. The ergonomics are okay, everything is nice, but all you have to do is to change the windscreen. I mean, if riding in the city and going to the cafe or to shopping or going to job, it's okay because it looks very cool. But when riding on the highway or touring, you need a taller one, because this one gives you a lot of noise, a lot of wind buffeting in the helmet. Oh my god, what a day. I think I got 12 hours of riding so far and I still didn't manage to do all I wanted, but that's it. The sun is gonna set down soon and I have to come to a conclusion regarding this bike. I had a lot of fun today and I'm gonna start with the twisties because this bike is very nimble. In the twisties I remember riding Moto Guzzi V85 TT. It was last year, and well, if you know that bike, this one it feels like an athlete, like a toy compared to that one. I mean, it's so easy to steer it. You just need to flip on one side or another, and it's gotta go directly to the point you want it to. Also, the engine pulls right where you want, between, let's say, 4,000, 5,000 RPM and 6,000, 7,000 RPM. You have to change a lot through the gears, but it's a nice to ride bike. When I first saw this bike, I didn't think it will manage to do off-road. I mean, I said to myself, okay, this is just a street bike with a classic bike, with a classic enduro bike look, and that's all. It's all about fashion. As you can see, it's not just about fashion, because this bike comes with spoked wheels, a 19 inches front, it comes with a high exhaust, it comes with a wide handlebar with 3 different riding modes, including an off-road mode, which enables me to slip a bit with the rear wheel, because I have a limited intervention traction control, and to disable the ABS on the back wheel while the front is calibrated for off-road. So this bike has the electronics, has the wheels, has also the suspensions, because the suspensions they felt better than I imagined on the off-road. I was able to run pretty fast at about I don't know, 70 or something 70 kilometers per hour in off-road, which is really good, considering this is not an off-road bike, this is an adventure bike. I remember when riding on the street on a bumpy road, the front was okay, but somehow I wish I had a more comfortable rear shock. But I still have to test it more to find out. But otherwise, it's a good setup. It's a good suspension setup. The only thing I don't like regarding the off-road use is the ground clearance. I think it's a bit low. Take a look, it's just down there. I wish that the guys at Moto Guzzi had made a taller bike, but if they had made that, probably also they had come up with a taller seat, and I think that was the reason they came with these dimensions. But you have to be careful when you're going off-road, because with that ground clearance, no, it's not okay to go fast on terrain like this one. The riding position also is very nice, also when standing on the bike, not just when sitting on the bike. So if you want to go off-road, all you have to do is to put some crash bars, because you see that engine, it looks very nice, but it's gonna break if you fall with the bike in off-road. I mean, it's very exposed. This bike comes with tube type tires, and the tires we have on the bike right now are the Michelin Anaki Adventure. We had about 700 kilometers a day, but I can't come up to a conclusion regarding the tires. Of course, I wished I had more traction in off-road, but they behaved good also on the streets. So I think it's a good mix for those who want a 70% street tire and a 30% off-road tire. But that's just my first impression. I have to ride it more to figure it out about these tires. So we have 200 kilos dry weight and 230 kilos wet with the full fuel tank. Wait. How cool is that? So this is why I love adventure riding, because at the end of the day you're just sitting in a place like this one and you don't know what's gonna happen. And speaking for myself, this is the first time when I see this place. It's the first time when I'm on this road, so it's amazing. Now let's get back to the weight. 200 kilos dry and 230 kilos wet. So it's pretty the same as the other rivals in the class. The brakes are just fine, nothing to complain about, because you have radially mounted Brembo calipers, so you have enough stopping power. Speaking of rivals, it's very hard to put this bike in one category, because when looking at the specs, it doesn't come with the same horsepower as the BMW F85 GS or as the Honda Africa Twin. But on the other hand, it's more comfortable, better for touring than the, I don't know, than any heritage, any retro bike. So it's somewhere in the middle. And before having this test ride, I was thinking about making a comparison with the F85 GS and the Honda Africa Twin. But I wasn't sure that this bike would keep up the pace with those two. But now, after taking this ride, the things, they changed a bit. I want to do that comparison because I'm very curious to see how this bike stands in front of the F85 GS and in front of the Honda Africa Twin. It's gonna be a tough battle. More than that, I'm willing to do a more in-depth review of this bike, because there are still some more things I want to know. There are still some more things I want to find out. Maybe I'm gonna have a 1 week ride or something like that. If there's something you want to know about this bike, just write down in the comment section below and we're gonna answer in the next video. Until then, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more. Wow.